Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Wednesday. We're going to take a look here at ADA and kind of see what's up with Cardano. I've actually been asked quite a few times here recently to go ahead and cover this, and it makes perfect sense because it does look, and we'll double check this here, that it might have broken a trend line. And I think all in good shape here. We might be doing pretty well here for ADA. So we'll take a look at that, of course. And if you're new to the channel, just know you're dealing with somebody that is not a financial advisor, right? But I've been trading for over 15 years, 16 years now, and I've been very successful in the recent past here in crypto because I'm very patient and very observant. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that if you've already seen some of my videos, but in general, just know that you're not going to find a lot of hype here. And I have a trading community in case you want to become a better trader. CryptoCache Trading Academy, as well as a signal group where I send out signals for every single trade that I take. We're taking a lot of profit here recently, and it's been an amazing experience. So check that out in your own time, because again, being a good trader is not finding the best entry and the best exit. It's about structuring your trades effectively and knowing how to navigate this market. And I want to be able to bring that to you. So taking a look here at ADA. Here's what's going on. First of all, a couple of things to note that are pretty obvious and easy to recognize. First of all, we're up over the 50-day SMA. We got a nice strong close above that yesterday, and today, obviously, a nice strong push. And that is concurrent. A lot of times you'll see a 50-day SMA concurrent with a trend line. And look at this nice little trend line to the downside. Looks like it has been effectively broken, right? Because again, anytime you kind of see here, it tried to push up and got rejected, there is potential for that today. So just keep this in mind. There is potential for the price to get rejected out because it's pushing up hard. But this overall trend line includes those increases. And the fact that it's pushing up here implies that we see the continuation of the side at the very least, instead of a continuation of the downside, right? And that's important to acknowledge. So that basically implies that we might be range trading in the near future and or just have the price coming back up again. Two possible scenarios, but it's much easier to trade in a range than it is a declining market. Okay, so again, that's very good, very positive. RSI is testing 70, which is not terrible. I'd actually love to see it break above and use that as a support. But for now, that might be a point of, I wouldn't say contention, but it will possibly hold the price action underneath 110 until it can break above that. And you can kind of see here that just generally speaking, there's a lot of, a decent amount of volume here that is kind of going to potentially hold the price action down. In fact, why don't we take a look at the volume? It's right there at that exact point. So again, that's not terrible, that's not bad. You want the volume to be below the current price action, the most amount of volume, and you can see that here in the last, that's almost 4 months of trading, we've seen the most amount of volume right here below the price point. So that's a very good sign here. Okay, so it basically just implies we're in much better shape than you might anticipate or look at if you just look at the chart here. And I think that ADA's breakout here today is a very, very good sign. Taking a look at the 4 hour, of course, this has a lot to do with Bitcoin behaving in the last 48 to 72 hours. Bitcoin's done fairly well. We had a nice pump over the weekend, or on Friday I think it was, up to about 43, retraced down to 41. Now we're back up to 42 and a half. So all good stuff in that sense. Bitcoin's showing more consistency. It's contracting, it's lower, its contractions are smaller. Instead of these large tumultuous increases and decreases, we're seeing Bitcoin actually start to consolidate and do well. And the great thing about that is that there's a sense of desensitization going on in the market, whereas inflation and the war and everything, it's starting to dissipate with the effect it has on crypto. In the traditional market as well, where you just kind of get used to the way that things are, good or bad, and then it eventually comes back to normal. We're starting to see that now, and I think that's a contributing factor for Bitcoin and obviously ADA as a residual. All right, taking a look at the 4 hour though, here's the thing. We're up over 70 on the RSI. I don't love this on the 4 hour, traditionally speaking, when it'll come back down harder. So just bear in mind, there is a potential for correction in that regard to get it back down to kind of average, if you will, because it's extremely overbought right now. That's just something to think about, right? Is that a guarantee? No, but based on its history here, even though it's got a nice healthy continuation, kind of somewhat of a staircase pattern, if we don't get consolidation here soon, we might lose these gains if it tries to push up harder and faster. Taking a look at harder and faster, speaking of which, here's a perfect example of something that is likely to retrace. And what I mean by that is just that anytime you see 2 9s in a row on TD sequential, you have a tendency of seeing the price pull back. And TD sequential, in case you're not familiar, it takes the 4th previous candlestick and counts up to a 9, and at that 9 we're exhausted. We become an exhaustive state. So in this case here, we see a 9, correction down to a 5. Push up to a 9, no correction, only consolidation and a strong leg up. So it hasn't had enough time to kind of relax and take it easy in order for the price to kind of calm down. instead of coming down, it went up. So just bear in mind, potential of this coming down now is higher than it is to go up. All right, again, no guarantees. Cryptocurrency has a way of just defying the laws of trading. But generally speaking, when you see 2 9s in a row, a pullback is almost always guaranteed. Okay. I hope I'm wrong though, because that would be great. We also want to note this too, and just to touch on this, TD sequential on the 1 day tells us we're at a 9 as well here today. So today's the 9th push to the upside in the last 10, 15, whatever trading days, right? And you see this here? Cardano has a tendency of hitting 9s pretty consistently. So we hit a 9 and a 9 right back up to the upside. The benefit here is that we're above currently a key level resistance at 103. So we can close above 103 today. That would be excellent, and that'd really give us a really good, good anticipation of understanding roughly where it's going to go from here. But generally speaking, we got to expect some kind of pullback, but a consolidation at 103 or higher would be fantastic, because that is the most recent, basically, or previous, however you look at it, no matter what. Sometime last year, of course, we saw the price come no lower than 104 in the summer. That's when the things were the extreme worst. So that is just something to acknowledge, and the simple fact that it's kind of looking better now. And all in all, I think we should expect ADA to continue, but we do once again need a little bit of consolidation. Let's go ahead and just summarize here with the 1 hour and see what's going on. TD sequential tells us the same story. We're at a 9 again. Geez, 9s all over the place. So a pullback would be absolutely necessary here in order to maintain its current price point. Just to pull back down to 103 and consolidate. That's all we're asking. All right, that's all I want. No big deal. Some people want 2 front teeth for their Christmas. I want ADA to come back down to 103. That's all there is. Anyways, that's a terrible analogy, but you get the drift. Let's go ahead and summarize with Ichimoku Cloud. Obviously, all green lights there. Nothing to truly worry about. So generally speaking, we have no reason to want to close our position if you have one open, especially if it's a day trade. So let it roll. But keep in mind, a pullback is expected. It should not come any lower than 103 as long as we can get a nice close today on the 103. So I guess in summary, on the 1 day candlestick, a close above 103 would be extremely important. Give us that consolidation we need, add to our position at a lower price point, and allow for the leg up to continue. Does look like ADA is back on track though. So the question I get a lot right now is ADA going to recover? In short, yes. We should not expect a $3 ADA in the near future though, okay? Because this was a very significant decrease in, quite a few months. I mean, that's 7 months, 6 to 7 months it took that long. Even though it's a long time to consolidate and retrace, we shouldn't be naive and expect the price to jump up that high that fast. There is potential for it to still hit its all-time high eventually, but it probably won't happen for a little while. So what I'll do is I'll keep a closer eye on ADA here soon. We'll redraw out these Fibonacci retracement levels and kind of get some more definitive, retracement lines, or just expect where the price may pull back. But for right now, the previous support of 103 should continue to hold, and we could expect a pullback to there. If it continues higher, just know it's going to pull back harder. Okay, so it's not terrible if the price goes up any further, but it's not advantageous either, because it'll come back down likely to that price point anyways. So just be mindful of that. I would set your dollar cost average target at like 103, 104, and kind of go from there. I hope you found benefit here, of course, today. If you're not currently a community member, consider subscribing, CryptoCache.tech, and I look forward to working with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.